Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Delve and Dash right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful Dungeon Master for the evening. Some quick announcements to get started as we get ready to start our 36th episode of Delve and Dash tonight. Want to throw out some quick shout-outs to Twitch, Streamlabs, Team MZ, and Many-Sided Dice for their ongoing support. Also to our sponsors for this video for tonight, or for our stream tonight, Little Dragon Corp. Make sure you guys type in ! Little Dragon in the Twitch chat to get a quick link to their website storefront where you can order some pretty cool, awesome dice. They got their elemental sets up there now that you guys can order. And we have a new discount code. It's Pro Bonus, not bonus, Pro Bonus. So make sure you use Pro Bonus instead of bonus for your 10% off your order from now on. They did some updating to their website, and for some reason our code wasn't working anymore, so now they got it fixed up, so we're all set. Last time that this group was together, they met a new adventurer, Shard, who was hired by Lyle, one of their caravan companions, to be a kind of like a guide for the rest of this caravan headed towards Waterdeep. You guys met with Shard. You also noticed that an interesting newcomer, a suspicious newcomer to the cultist caravan, or what you presume to be the cultist caravan, seemed to be the only person that seemed to be able to buy a rite of passage on these caravan cultists. The cultist caravan seemed to be the only one that they would actually like open up to. During the middle of the night, dusk, went to a rooftop near where the caravan was parked and saw this mysterious figure move into one of the wagons before heading back to turn in for his night's rest. So you guys wake up the next morning, all rested and ready to go bright and early, as you guys have regained the benefits of a long rest. So whatever that means for your character, you guys can make sure that that's put forth. I think Zin was doing some things with spells, copying spells into a spell book, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay. So I believe
my last two spells that I needed to put in there.
Okay, perfect. So you can go ahead and do whatever you need to do there for those. I've never, honestly, all these years, I've never played a wizard before, so I don't know what it's like to copy a spell into a spell book.
So, long and tedious.
That's right. So it's in your hands, adventurers. You can see that a lot of the caravan is starting to get ready, put back together. It looks like a lot of the horses are being brought back from stables and various other places where they have stayed the night, or being yoked back to the wagons. And it seems like a lot of the people are gathering over quick breakfasts, bowls of oatmeal and other quick breakfast foods and fruits and other things of that nature. And it seems like the town of Daggerford is bustling a little bit here early in the morning as this caravan, one of the larger caravans to come through, is getting ready to move back on. Anyone?
We're still level 5, right?
Still level 5, yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I haven't missed anything.
Oh, so I shouldn't be level 15 right now? Oops.
Dang, Franklin, you're pretty OP tonight.
Where did you get the wish spell?
I don't think wish is on my spell list. Nice try.
Yet. Sorry, it's just been a long time, and I'm like, did I miss something?
So you guys wake. What would you guys be doing here in the morning, as it looks like the caravan's getting ready to pull back out?
For the sake of efficiency, when the yaks are being yoked, I'll keep the egg whites from the yolks. Use them for breakfast. Oh, sorry, tough joke.
But
I'm gonna do a little.
The yolk is where all the protein is.
Make sure everything's in place and not out of sorts.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a. If you want to make a perception check, Shard, you can make a perception check as you're looking around and checking things out.
Gosh, real dice.
Yes, real dice. Yeah.
Done this one. Darn it. 11.
11? Everything seems on the up and up. Doesn't seem like, especially as you are making your way back to Lyle's caravan, his wagon and everything, and just kind of giving it a once over. You saw it coming in. You probably didn't look at it or inspect it too closely, but it seems like everything's on the up and up and everything's there.
Well, I know Dusk would try and find where everybody is except for Shard, and tell them what he saw during the night and about the guy getting on, and pointing out which caravan that he got on.
Okay.
Which wagon.
So yeah, I could say you guys probably gather together near the open marketplace, where it's probably a couple, maybe about 100 yards away from where the caravan's getting ready. So you guys are kind of off to the side, maybe having a quick breakfast, the fruits and oatmeals and all kinds of different things, and swamp lettuce, whatever it is that you would. Squirrels.
Absolutely, swamp lettuce.
Very small rocks.
Churches.
Shard just got pebbles of stones, and he's just like.
This is bad. We have another Monty Python person in here.
And yeah, so Dusk is basically letting you guys know that this mysterious character who, one of you saw him last time. Who was it? Tonham that saw him? Yeah. So you
in the fancy tavern, because I'm apparently a rich prick.
Yeah, so you definitely, the description that Dusk gives you, it fits this person perfectly. So, you know.
I would relay whatever I had noticed about him. I don't remember what that was, but I'm sure my character does.
Tonham did notice that he was wearing this big kind of, I keep on forgetting the name of it, but like the big Russian looking hat that has the flaps down.
Bomber hat.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he had this hat on that he was wearing, but there seems to be like Dusk. I think you might have saw this. I can't remember which one of you saw it. It might have been Tonham, that had little pieces of what looked like to be tattoos, like showing like on the lower part of the hat. It seems like the hat was covering most of them. It seemed to have the resemblance of tattoos.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I heard this individual's name.
You did.
But I'm pretty sure I spelled it wrong in my notes, so I don't even want to try and pronounce it.
I'll spell it for you. Here we go.
Okay.
It's Asbara, which is Azbara. Asbara.
Okay, I was close.
You close? That's who he was addressed as whenever you were listening to that conversation when he was coming out to the wagon.
Okay. And then I'll relay that's his name also, of course, to everybody.
Okay.
Does that name mean anything to me?
I was going to ask if it meant anything in Draconic.
Both of which I would know.
What languages does Franklin know?
Common, Aquan, and Draconic.
Okay, no, it doesn't mean anything to you, Franklin. Tonham, what languages do you know?
Common,
and Druidic.
Common and what?
Common, Draconic, Elven, and Sylvan.
And Druidic, it wouldn't be any in Druidic either. Nope, this does not... The name doesn't ring a bell to you guys. It actually sounds like a pretty odd name to all of you.
But after that, I guess Dusk would just go back to his guard duties.
Duties.
And act like nothing's changed.
Okay.
So.
Excellent.
Yeah, nothing's changed. I'm casting Mending.
Doing some mending. Getting some of the other wagons, like a couple people are just like quizzically looking at you as you're just fixing everybody else's wagon too.
If anyone makes a pro bow like bingo card, Franklin cast Mending has to be on there. Could just be the center one, really.
I think it needs to be the center. It should be the center. Everybody just gets that one.
Yeah, because everybody gets a free Mending.
Everybody gets a Mending.
And of course, when I see Shard, I'll say good morning to him.
Okay. Shard, you're approached. He just grunts and nods.
Zero
Nod
word
back.
response. How is the weather for traveling today?
It actually looks pretty overcast. It looks like there might be some rain rolling in here soon.
Man, I really love caravans.
Tanem would make sure that his rain cape is nearby, wherever he's going to be sitting.
Tanem has a poncho.
No, it's an oiled cape, so it's very like fancy looking.
Yeah,
Of
no,
course he does.
Yeah, of course he. Come on, what do you expect? He can't let his horns get wet.
That's so good.
Are there any untethered horses or yaks or whatnot?
It does look like there are a few horses that have saddles, and a few of the guards ride on horseback alongside the caravan. There's not like any just like nobody's really like pulling any horses behind like spare horses or anything. Nothing like in the movie Gladiator when he's got like 2 horses and he's running back to his family or anything like that. So yeah, most of the horses are accounted for in some way.
Okay.
All right. You guys joining your caravan and heading on out?
I think so.
All right.
I will approach the group and I did not see the nightly shenanigans on the rooftop, correct?
No,
I don't believe so.
You did not.
I travel ahead. Make sure nothing waiting for us. One of you like to come?
Nah, I'll stay on the card.
Yeah, I think it's the best for keep some people back here. But if one of you two would like to go, more than welcome to.
Are you expecting trouble?
Shard shrugs.
I mean, technically, I feel like we all should expect trouble because of, like, especially how our journey started. Like, this caravan's been attacked a lot. But really, the only one we really have to defend are these two here, so traveling ahead isn't going to help all that much, considering that those people are leading us. But if you want to go ahead, Stripes, you can totally just go on. You know.
I'm gonna walk up to him until I'm like 2 inches from his face. Shard.
Stripe.
I slap him.
It's like
Roll initiative.
it's like one of those animes where it's like the detail is immense between you two, and then all of a sudden for a split second it's like super cartoony, and there's like this weird like white ball like next to Zin's face as he's just like stunned for a moment.
That's who I am. That's my character.
I turn around and start heading off. I'll be back.
Okay, so you're gonna walk ahead of the caravan on the trail?
Yeah, basically I'm going to try and jog ahead and just get to a place where I have a really good vantage, even if I have to travel off the path for like less
As
than
he's
a mile.
running off,
Nothing
as he's
crazy.
running off, I conjure a box by his foot to try to trip him.
Okay, let's do Zin, make a sleight of hand check, and go ahead and make a perception check, Shard. To see if you notice this box appear.
That's not a good. That's a 6.
A 6? What'd you get?
21.
21, yeah. All of a sudden there's a box in front of you. Like down by...
How big of a box are you talking?
It's maybe like
3 by 3.
3 by 3 box.
Yeah, 3 by 3.
It glows too, doesn't it? Is it glowing with...
It glows a light like purple.
I will stop to pick it up
Okay. Shard picks up a glowing purple box.
as I'm going.
Okay.
And is this fairly flat ground? Like we're a ways away from the mountains, is that correct?
Yeah, it's coastal regions, so yeah, it's pretty flat here. Probably once you get on the trail and stuff, it'll probably get a little bit hilly, but you're not extremely close to massive mountains or anything like that. So.
Okay. How good is like visibility, just seeing what's on the road ahead?
There's a little bit of fog because it's still pretty early in the morning, and with the overcast sky, it doesn't help very well. But I mean, I would say just a little below average visibility right now.
In terms of the terrain, is there any advantage to getting to a place where I could possibly see farther out, or is it mostly
The
flat and foggy?
fog the fog is gonna hurt you right now. If you think if you waited about 30 minutes, this fog's gonna lift and you might be able to see a little bit, but you're not really sure how much time you have because the dark clouds are starting to roll in. It's really hard to say. Are you still holding the purple box?
Yeah, I'm gonna jog with it.
Jog with
I'm gonna put the purple box with me.
Is it like a transparent box? Like
No, it's a box.
It's just a box.
It looks like a normal wooden box, but it's just glowing purple.
Shard? I mean, I don't know. You could have just like found some treasure or something.
Free
I
box.
Shard takes off with the purple box and starts.
I mean, once it gets out, I think it's like 60 feet away from me. It
Does it disappear?
I think.
Okay, so Shard, as you're moving away out of the city of Daggerford, the box just vanishes off of your shoulder.
Oh no,
No?
no,
It doesn't?
it doesn't. It's just after an hour
Oh,
when I use the feature again,
Okay.
or it takes any damage
Okay. No, you
or deals damage.
then forget that. You still have your box.
Yeah.
so is there anything climbable along this path? If I jog for a while and get a little ways ahead, like a tree.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's
rock.
there's plenty of trees nearby. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look for something that's like really good to get a bit of a lookout perch from
Oh
and
yeah.
climb up it.
You find a really easy tree to climb. A pretty nice nice and tall tree with lots of limbs. You don't even have to make a check. You can just climb it.
Okay.
You set your box down and use it as a step to get up to the first branch.
Let's just go say.
See, I knew he'd need that, so I did that. He didn't know, but I knew.
Teamwork.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, and I'll just
snap
keep a
my hacky
lookout.
sacks back.
And also, I just want to watch the caravan from afar as well, and kind of see how people act, and make an assessment of like how alert they generally are.
Okay.
And also just think about like if I were a bandit and I wanted to kill all these people and take their shit, how would I do it?
Okay. Yeah, so you're making an kind of we'll call this. Go ahead and make a roll for this. We'll call this investigation, since you're really like looking into details on this. This is a little bit more advanced than just perception. So.
I took his box away, and I'm playing with my hacky sack.
So you just conjured a hacky sack, so his box disappears. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 22.
22.
I rolled really well.
Nice.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Why don't we go ahead? I'm gonna count your 22 for an investigation there. I also want you guys to, as you guys are kind of moving along this first 30 or 40 minutes, the rain does start to move in, and it just starts to get pretty nasty as the downpours start, as the sun has come up for the morning. There's a little bit of a chill on the air right now as this rain starts to fall. There is a little bit of a rumble of thunder in the distance. It seems like it might get worse during the day, so you guys are kind of preparing for this. But I want you each to go ahead and make an insight check. If you are skilled in deception, you may make a deception check if you are trained in deception.
What if we're training insight?
Then just make an
Just
insight
make
check. Yeah.
Okay.
24.
Oh, my rolls are so bad today.
21.
13.
13. Okay, and I got the 22
What's a plus 6?
investigation from Shard.
I have my rain cape on.
Yeah, as soon as it started raining, Dusk's hood went up too.
Yeah, it's
Just a normal hood though. It's not anything fancy.
it's one of those rains, like, you guys have the feeling, you guys have been traveling enough and adventuring enough. It's one of those rains where you like feel like it's going to hang out the entire day. Like, it's one of those looming rains where it's just like gonna be gray and it's just gonna rain constantly. Not like a downpour rain, but like just that pitter patter raindrops all day long, gonna drench you from basically your head to your toe, kind of rains. Everybody rolled over a 9. One thing that you guys do notice is there is another individual that seems to be standing out a little bit to you guys on this caravan since you guys left Daggerford. After about an hour of like seeing her here and there, you guys just start to kind of just instinctively like keep an eye on her. She's a gnome, and she's clad in some browns and black leather armors. I'll go ahead and post a picture of what she looks like in the Discord so you guys can see exactly what she looks like. I'm afraid I'll describe her wrong, but she has long brown hair. These brown and black leathers that she's wearing, and it looks a little bit flamboyant. She's got these little, what are they called, those big poofy shoulders. Not really sure what those are called, but they're this decorative element to her armor that she's wearing, and this interesting decorative hat that she's got on. But those of you 13, Zin, with a 13, you get the feeling as if this gnome is keeping her eye on you.
On me?
Well, you and your
Like
companions.
us? Okay, I was like, why is this gnome looking at me?
And
Because he's
That's
been
her up.
messing with
you
me.
out.
you also notice that she seems to be a person, because you guys have, since noticing her, you didn't notice her like purchase a way onto any of these wagons. You didn't see her get hired by anybody. It's just almost like she just, all of a sudden she's on this caravan, and it's strange to you at first, but you notice that she's like moving around. She's talking to a lot of the other guards and merchants that are traveling this first hour of travel or so, this first 2 hours. She leaves an impression of being someone who is flawlessly taking in every detail. And this is what you notice with your 13. Everyone else, you notice the same thing, but you also notice that you have the hunch that she knows that you have part of your eye on her as well.
Well, I approach her because I am just straight up, just I don't care attitude.
So she joined the caravan after Daggerford, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, your
Yeah.
assumption is she joined during Daggerford somehow, but you
Okay.
guys never seen her like pay for passage. You guys never seen her get paid to be a guard. It's kind of like after 15 minutes of leaving the place, you started noticing her, and she's moving around. She's talking to people. She's paying attention to details. She's going around, and I don't know. It just seems like she's not only you watching her, but she's watching you.
So I see her as the caravan approaches from my perch, right?
Yes.
If I am actively trying not to be seen, would I still get the impression that she's like aware that I'm watching her?
Make a stealth check for me, please.
Yay! Drug stuff. Ba-da-ba-bum. 17.
17. Okay. Let's see if she notices you. 'Cause she's being very attentive. Nope, she doesn't notice you. So, Shard, you're the only person that you get the vibe that she doesn't know you're there.
Is she reacting to the weather at all? Like, does it look like she's got everything ready to throw on a cover or whatever when the rain comes?
Yeah, she seems
Or
she
she
seems
oblivious,
prepared for
so.
adventuring. Yeah, she seems like she has a kind of a cloak that she puts over her head and puts over a hood over top, and seems to be commenting with a lot of the travelers about the weather and how disappointed she is about how it's going to make her boots terrible for the rest of the day.
I'm guessing that kind of thing I probably can't hear from where I am.
Yeah, I mean you get the vibe that she's just small talk conversation between some people.
Hey, lady.
Did it say that we went offline on anybody else's screens? Anybody else on Twitch or anything like that?
No.
It looks like you're still live on my phone.
Oh,
Yeah,
alright.
still live.
Oh, weird. My Twitch app decided it didn't want to keep updates on there. All right, I think we're still good on Twitch. If anybody notices anything, just let me know. All right. So you walked up and said, "Hey, lady."
Yeah.
Okay. What else were you saying? I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out.
Oh,
what
no,
was
that's it.
going
I just said, hey, lady. To get her attention.
on. Hello. I do.
Is there a reason you're like staring at all of us, or are you just generally a creepy person? I don't really understand.
Now, you are creepy, I must say. Are you coming on to me?
God, no. Not my type.
Oh, definitely not my type either. And she just turns around and walks away.
She feels like one of the she really feels like one of the actors. It's a whole nother version.
The actors are all accounted for. They're still riding. Remember, their destination was Waterdeep, so they're still with you guys.
Yeah.
They've been really quiet since you basically outs their acting abilities.
Or lack thereof.
Well, I got her to go away, so I'm good.
Yeah, she just
Let me
moves
go
on
back
and
to
she
what I
starts
was doing.
talking to somebody else. And moving on.
Complaining about the weather, and yet Franklin's naked.
Yeah, I'm naked too, or not naked, but I'm wearing my normal clothes.
No, I think Franklin's just naked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's just
No.
naked. He doesn't care.
The weather is kind of chilly on the thighs there, Franklin.
It's okay, I'm a turtle. I've swam in colder.
That's true.
It's only cold on the thighs, nothing else.
He does have a massive shell that kind of protects the midsection there, so it's
Not just that, but it's also covered in moss, so it's probably insulating.
excellent. So, Shard, the caravan eventually does come by where the tree where you're kind of hiding out in. I didn't know what you wanted to do. As you're kind of inspecting.
How far is the tree from the path itself?
Probably 20, 25 feet, maybe, if that.
Okay.
But you do notice as you're going by, nothing seems to be out of, unordinary about the caravan itself and how the caravan is being guarded and things like that. It does seem like, your average amount of basic mercenaries and guards are being a little bit lazy at times. But it's, you get what you pay for, so whatever somebody in a wagon paid somebody to do, you get that quality as well. So
Do I get the impression that they clearly know where they're going? They don't need much direction.
it seems as if they do know where they're going. Yes.
Is there anything unusual about being hired as a guide on this path under these circumstances? You seem like it's the thing to do, and that's why they did it.
Your vibe that you got from the person who hired you is he's not extremely intelligent. He's very. Your initial vibe from him is he's very greedy and money hungry, and he just got shammed by his previous guards, and he's trying to just buff up his guards for his caravan so he doesn't lose any of his his income.
Okay.
He just.
Probably.
He was probably thrilled that you had a little bit of guide ability and just basically called you a guide. But in his head, he's like, "Oh, I'm just hiring another guard."
Okay. Then I'll creep down and head back to the caravan, not to worry too much about trying to look like I'm earning my guide money.
Okay, sure, yes. So you head up and catch back up with the caravan.
I'm gonna see if I can sneak up on that gnome chick.
You're gonna sneak up on the gnome chick?
Yeah, the gnome lady.
Okay, are you gonna wait a little bit of time while you're traveling, or are you going to try to do it right away?
Yeah, opportunistically, I think. Just
Okay.
enter the caravan on the way out of sight. Make sure I keep track of where she is.
Okay. Oh yeah, she's easy to keep tabs on. It's as you guys are traveling, it's almost like she's purposely making herself visible at times. So, and with all your rolls, you guys would have all got that vibe. So,
Is it like she's making herself visible at a certain time of the day? Or is it just in general she makes herself visible?
I'd say more in general, she makes herself visible.
Oh, okay.
You guys do notice that she does make her way back and forth throughout the caravan, like trying to meet. It's like seems like she's purposely meeting as many people as she can, asking names, getting to know people, small talk. She gets close to the first 5 caravans. It doesn't seem to make her way to the front.
She doesn't even attempt to?
Your rolls would tell you it's not as if she's not attempting to. She's just getting close enough to get an eye on what's up there.
If I can get within like a caravan's distance over without being seen,
Okay.
a small pebble.
Okay. Since you got out of the tree, go ahead and make an additional stealth check since you basically made yourself known when you got out of the tree.
Wow. 26.
26. For her perception checks, I rolled 2 nat 1s in a row. So you sneak up on her no problem. But she seems to be busy making her way around the caravan, meeting these people. So
I wanted to take a little pebble and just try and toss it and hit her head on the side, like from behind, so it's not obvious that it came from
you.
From me.
Okay. Yeah, it hits
And
her.
just see how she reacts.
It hits her. You see her turn around abruptly and kind of look over her shoulder. And she's wearing this cloak to protect herself from the rain right now, but you can see that her hand is underneath the cloak and it looks to be on the handle of a weapon. But she's not like drawing it. It's still hidden, like she didn't reveal it. But she's like looking around, looking back and forth, looking up into the trees, looking back, looking at one of the guards riding by on a horse, giving him a dirty look. And then basically just turns back around and just casts one last glance over the shoulder, takes her hand off the handle of whatever it was that was underneath her cloak, and keeps walking in the mud.
I want to watch her and see where she goes when the caravan stops for the night.
Okay. Perfect.
Before that happens, as she's sort of walking up and down the caravans, at one point when she's sort of getting near our caravan, Tanum, who's been sitting up on top of the cart because walking, gets down and just starts walking alongside, just curious if she will stop and try and talk to him, since she seems to be trying to get to know people.
Okay.
He's just sort of curious if he can sort of bait her into talking to him.
So you're kind of doing what she's doing and make yourself present to her. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, she definitely comes on the other side of the wagons eventually, freaked out by Zin and thinking that he was like making a pass on her. She doesn't really want to go near Zin anymore. So she makes her way to the other side, and you make your presence known. Hey, traveler.
Hello.
What do you think of this terrible weather?
Can't say it's to my liking. Not one for being out in inclement weather. I'd much prefer to be inside reading.
It's got my feet more wrinkled than a bag full of prunes.
Perhaps you need better boots then.
Yeah, I think I need an
They
upgrade.
are quite stylish, but waterproofing has proved invaluable.
Yeah. That cheap scumbag Ronan sold me these not too long ago. Eh.
Do I know the name Ronan?
No, you have no idea. Doesn't seem.
Other than MCU, I got nothing for it.
Just must be somebody she
He
ran
is a
into.
scumbag.
Scumbag. Yeah, just, you guys have a whole 30-minute conversation about how terrible Ronan is.
I'm charismatic. I can pull it off.
So yeah, she seems to be disgusted by apparently this guy sold her boots that were supposed to be a lot better in the weather than they actually are. So she seems a little frustrated in that. But
Are you going all the way to Waterdeep? I know a few people who are fine. What is the word for bootmaker?
maybe just
Cobbler. Cobbler.
Cobbler.
I know some fine cobblers there. If I could recommend.
It doesn't sound bad. I wouldn't be objective to it. I'm gonna stick around. And she kind of looks past you to the front of the caravan. I'm stick around for as long as needed. And then just kind of looks back at you. You been on the caravan long?
Since wherever we joined up. God, I'm bad at remembering things today. I'm sorry.
But
My brain is halfway in hibernation mode because it's really cold here.
but you know Waterdeep too. You're familiar with Waterdeep?
That's where I'm from.
Oh, that's great.
And you? Where are you from?
It's just a small town. It's not a big deal. So the caravan, run into any trouble along the way?
Had some issues with some spiders, but not too much. Nothing we couldn't handle.
Oh, I would assume so. I mean, a group such as you, and she kind of points around to everybody. You get the hunch that she knows
Including Zin?
You guys are good. Yeah, she gives out. You can see like a little bit of a stink eye towards Zin, but she definitely like points off towards all of you, Franklin included, and Shard, and everybody is. Well, I don't even think she knows Shard's there still because her terrible perception checks, and he's been sneaking around the caravan the whole time. A group such as you should have no problems taking out a group of spiders. I mean, come on.
Wasn't too much of an issue.
Well, I'll keep my eye open too. If we have any problems, I can chime in when needed.
May I ask what you use to defend yourself?
She moves her cloak out the side, and there is a sword sheath on her side. Looks either like a long, maybe a short sword or scimitar, by the looks of it.
Can I tell craftsmanship-wise if it looks good or?
It looks capable. You didn't see the blade. You just see like the handle.
Yeah.
But it definitely doesn't look like she took it from an orc or anything.
Looks as if it's seen its fair share of battles. You must be very capable of defending yourself.
Only when I have to.
It's the best way.
If I'm still in range when she says that, I'm gonna throw another pebble.
Okay, you throw another pebble. Okay, so technically, if we're thinking about like the placement, you would kind of be in front of her now. Are you gonna kind of like sneak back around to the back of her and then throw another pebble?
Sure.
Okay.
Depends on whether or not I can do it quickly enough that the timing is still mildly comical.
Yeah, as she puts that cloak back over her weapon, Tanum, all of a sudden you hear a... And then she whips around, and it looks like she puts her hand on that. Damn it, it happened again.
Do I notice?
Is that...
Shard.
What was your stealth check that you rolled, Shard? A 26?
Yeah.
Roll a perception check, Tanum, to see if you have any idea.
That is a 9 plus 5. Nope.
Nope. You have no idea. You maybe think just something fell out of a tree or like just one of those random huge raindrops came out of the sky and just hit her in the back of the head. But she's looking around and she's got her hand on her weapon. It keeps happening.
What?
I don't know. Something keeps hitting me in the back of the head.
Are you sure it's not just the rain?
I guess it could be, but I need a drink. Gosh, I'm paranoid. And you see her kind of...
Here. Tanim is gonna reach to his hip and he pulls out a small flask. And he will hand it to her.
All right, what's in here?
Would be whiskey.
She undoes the top, sniffs it a couple times. Wow, it does smell like some whiskey. And then takes a quick shot of it. Whew, that burns all the way down. Whew.
Nothing but the finest.
It wasn't poison or anything, was it?
No. That would have been funny, though.
I just wanted to double
No, it's
check,
just-
make sure I didn't have to roll a Constitution save.
She's dead.
No.
She died.
It's just a very high quality whiskey that he picked up that first day.
Yeah, this is good stuff too. She seems to enjoy it. Whew, well, that's definitely makes me feel better. Well, if you excuse me, I'm going
Settles
to...
the nerves.
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and, just mosey on up here and, see if I can catch up with the wagons.
Are you with them? I sort of gesture to the front cultists.
She looks up to the front where you gesture, then she looks back towards the back, and she looks around. I'm with everyone. And she smiles, and then she just slowly moves off away from you towards more to the front caravans. A little bit.
Can I roll insight on that one?
Sure. Yeah.
Just because I'm curious. That's a 12 plus 5 is a 17.
17. Let me double check really quick. You're getting a weird vibe from that phrase. She's definitely not. You don't think she's with the first 5 groups, but you don't think she's with anybody else either. It's strange. Like, she's just here, and she just came out of like what seemingly nowhere in the middle of the night, and is not hired by anybody. It is not paid to be on anybody's wagon. It's just strange. She's not with anybody. She's just here, and it's the oddest thing. And you got that vibe from her, like she's not like trying to. It seems like she's just like not necessarily trying to hide it from you, but just not being forthright.
Okay.
Was Franklin able to hear that conversation?
Yeah, you were at the cart, right?
Yeah, I'm
Oh, yeah.
mending everything.
Yeah, it's not like they're trying to be whispered or hushed or anything about it.
Okay, I'm just gonna wild shape into tiny spider, and I'm gonna climb onto her and eavesdrop and follow her around.
Okay, perfect. How long can you stay in your tiny spider form?
I could stay in my tiny spider form for 2 hours. 'Cause
Okay.
it's half my level.
Where is that guy that we saw last night that was auspicious?
You haven't seen him today.
Weird.
The last
I got a 19
Dusk-
stealth check.
Okay, perfect. Dusk told you that he went into one of the covered wagons of the first 5, but you guys haven't seen him at all.
I actually didn't tell him that.
Oh, you didn't tell him that? Okay, yeah.
No, it was
so-
just the original 4. 'Cause
so
he's
Shard-
not
Shard-
on the.
Shard-
I was hanging out by the wagons for a large for the night, so I might have
Yeah.
seen anyways.
You've probably seen him and seen him enter that wagon, but you guys know which wagon it is. You just haven't seen him. And the wagon
I'd like
doesn't
to-
really have any like. It doesn't seem to have any like openings. Like you can't really like see into it. It has its windows are covered and blocked, and
Where is that wagon in the caravan? Is it towards the front?
it's
other-
the third one.
I'll slowly start moseying closer to the front of the caravan. I'm not really going to stop when I hit that wagon. I'm going to keep an eye on it when I pass it, but basically just slowly moving towards the very front.
As you get to the 5th wagon in the caravan, it seems almost if the couple guards that are on horseback there just block it so that you can't, like, they're deliberately like getting in front of you with their horses, like trying not to let you ahead of them.
As in not farther up in the caravan, or just not too close to the ones that they're...
They won't let you pass that fifth one. Like, it's like they're purposely like blocking your path. Kind of like if you're driving down the highway and somebody wants to be really rude to you and they just keep cutting you off and not letting you pass. That's what they're doing right now. And they're like, you can tell that they're doing this and they know they're doing this, but they're trying to ignore you while they're doing it.
Okay.
Like, they're just
I'm
eyes
gonna
forward and
be
just
slightly less casual. Like, side strafe.
side
And
strafe.
start moving a little bit faster.
You side strafe, you go
Like,
around
just
the side.
Minimally increasing my speed to see how deliberate I can get them to be in this. I'm not
Okay,
necessarily
yeah.
even trying to actually like outpace them.
Okay, yeah, you get to that point where you kind of just speed up a little bit and you quickly pull around the side of one of these horses. It does seem like he is, you can see his one arm on the reins. He kind of like pulls the horse a little bit nonchalantly, like he's trying to move over there to block your way a little bit again. But you've established yourself there, so he's not like running you over with the horse or anything. But he looks down and is like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Guide.
Guide. We need no guide. We know where we're going.
Good. Easy job. And I keep going.
They just quizzically, like, they just stop. Their horses stop, and they just watch you keep going as the caravan is slowly moving aside. They just look at each other, look back at you, and you just keep walking forward. You can see there's plenty of guards up here. For some reason, these 5 wagons are definitely guarded more so than all the rest. Most of them have like at least 4 guards for each wagon. So most of them have more. And they not really, they see you as you're moving by, but they just give you kind of like a side-eye look as you pass. None of them really say anything to you as you keep on moving by. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for as you walk by the wagons?
Mostly just the reactions of the guards themselves.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if people are moving into and out of the wagons, anything obvious. But yeah, I want to see, am I making them nervous by being up here? Or are they mostly just kind of like, oh, that's great.
There might be a hint of nervousness, but not like, I wouldn't say like to the point where they're gonna be, they'll cast a gaze at you every once in a while, but they're not like looking over their right shoulder every single second to make sure you're not like looming over their back or anything. You can see.
I'm not gonna like
Then they'll kill you in your sleep.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
I'm not going to be looming. I don't want to be like...
You get the idea that they value their numbers, and they're not really worried because they have a lot of people here. You do get the hint that a couple of them are upset that you have made it up this far, and the guards in the back aren't really doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep going until I'm at who's at the very front of the caravan?
There's a wagon that seems to have a bunch of supplies attached to the back of it. It seems to be an open back wagon that has a ton of tightly strapped down boxes that are cased in burlap and other kinds of fabrics. It looks like they threw a tarp over top of it to try to protect it from the rain. Some kind of multi-leathered stitched together tarp that they've got over the top of it. There are a couple horses that seem to be leading the way with guards. But other than that, it just looks like another wagon with people driving and making their way along the trail, which has gotten really muddy by now.
Okay. At the very front, are there walking guards, or are there like horses or other animals attached pulling the caravan?
So there's probably two standard horses that are saddled up with guards that are walking out there, probably with another 4 guards walking on foot. And there's 4 horses attached to the first wagon that seem to be pulling it.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up, try and get to the very front, and travel over next to one of the horses, and I will use my ring of animal influence to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. Okay, excellent. So you cast your spell. What would you like to say?
I'm just gonna ask the horse, like, how's it going? See anything unusual?
Yes, I'm not good at speaking like a horse, so I'm just gonna. He basically looks down at you. Well, the rain is very slippy. They took good care of us at the stables. Got some new shoes on my feet. The horse kind of lifts up and you can see there's horseshoes attached to the bottom of the hooves. Clumped in mud.
I lift up my feet, which, by the way, I'm not wearing shoes.
So you got mud like stuck in between your toes.
Maybe I should get some.
It might help. Nothing suspicious though. Just real wet.
Another day.
If that's what a horse does.
Sure.
That's a good one. Yes, I love it.
Grew up on a horse farm.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I
I
would
will,
like to slide down next to Dusk
Okay.
while he's up there. Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
I really think Stripes is probably gonna get us killed in our sleep.
I mean, the way it looks like it's gonna get him killed in his sleep.
Yeah, but he's part of our group, Ray.
Not necessarily. He didn't join until last city, so. Then again, we could probably have a talk with him.
That's fair. I don't think he likes me very much, but
I mean, not all people like being called a nickname. I know it's kind of your thing, but
I mean, I haven't called you yours since you got mad at me that one time. So, but I'm gonna keep calling him Stripes because I think it's pretty funny.
something tells me you're gonna keep getting smacked then.
I got some new spells to help with that.
Okay.
Franklin, as you are still on the shoulder of this young gnome woman.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I'm eavesdropping on everything right now.
She makes her way up towards the front. You definitely get the vibe that she is spying on the first 5 wagons of this caravan. Just a lot of small talk with a lot of the guards. More of the same.
Including the guards at the first 5?
No, because it seems like as if when she gets up there, she's just getting within eye and earshot, and then kind of just slowly retreating back. Seems like Shard has been the only person that's been able to get past the horses in that 5th one. It seems like most of the other guards are just staying with their wagons. They're not like moving about or anything like she is.
Okay, but no interesting information off of her?
Not really, no.
Okay, when she gets up to close enough to the first 5, I'm gonna jump off and make a running start for the wagon that the one guy is in.
The 3rd wagon?
While I'm a spider.
As a spider?
Yeah.
On a muddy ground?
Yeah, I have a speed
Okay.
of 40.
Okay.
Speed of 40?
They have a speed of 40?
Speed of
Yeah,
40?
spiders
Yeah,
do.
tiny spiders
Damn.
are fast.
You know
That's
what?
awesome.
I mean,
They-
that's fair.
I tell you what, though, they are not fast when I'm chasing them around with a shoe in my garage. So I don't know where they're getting that speed of 40 foot from, but
I don't know.
yeah, you have no problem. You jump down and you start skidding around. Go ahead and make an additional stealth check for me. This one will be against this other group of guards.
I got a 19 again.
19, very good.
I don't know why they care about a little spider.
They might be like me in the garage with my shoe. Ah, spider! But yeah, you make your way up. You don't think, I mean, nobody noticed you, and it's really hard to see you anyway on the muddy ground. As you move your way, you do make your way, and I'd say it probably been probably at least an hour and a half on your change shape. So you probably only have about 30 minutes left. But you can make your way up to that wagon if you'd like to.
I'd like to, and once a minute, and I'll wait. I will eavesdrop on everything, and at 29 minutes, so I have a minute left, I'm just going to wild shape into a different tiny spider.
Okay. You're just going
so I could just stay in this form.
From a wolf spider to a black widow.
Yeah. Just while I'm hiding, just trying to, maybe he's talking, maybe I'll see him in there doing something. I'm definitely eavesdropping and trying to look around.
Okay. Make a perception check as a spider for me, as you're eavesdropping.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good roll.
What did you?
Hold on,
okay.
I rolled a 15. I need to look at my perception. So that's a 19.
Okay, so 19. You do see your conversation coming from inside. Do you crawl into the window?
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly crawl in.
Okay. There are.
So I can actually get a look and see what's going on.
You make your way onto the windowsill of this thing where the fabric of a curtain seems to be kind of blowing. You make your way into the inside and just tuck yourself under, it seems to be a decorative windowsill or something inside this wagon. There are 4 people in this wagon. 2 of them that look to be just you've seen them before. They've been on the caravan, but they're riding on the inside. Another one looks like the guy that had the facial hair that seemed to be the guy that was kind of in charge of this caravan when it set out. And the 4th is the guy that wears the hat with the tattoos kind of creeping out the bottom of it. That newcomer from Daggerford. They are having a little bit of a conversation. Not much of it. It seems like a lot of them are just kind of sitting back, leaning back, relaxing, and just trying to stay warm and dry inside. You hear a lot of so it seems like talking about his land and where he's from. And you hear the one mysterious guy just say, the country's overwhelmed by undead.
I really wish I had thieves' cant.
Ever since it's been taken over, it's just been awful. It feels good to get some refuge. To be away from that land. It's a lot safer here. Listen, I know we have a few days travel north of Waterdeep to go, but I do thank you for allowing me to hitch this ride. It means a lot. And just kind of back and forth small talk, but it seems like you've gained some information of this person's homeland is overrun by undead. And the vibe you're getting is because of its leadership. It's been allowed to be taken over by undead. And just a lot of small talk. One of them decides to take a nap. Not much going on other than that.
Okay, I will go back to the main wagon, to our wagon.
Okay.
And unwild shape and explain everything I saw to Dusk.
Okay. So Dusk, Franklin all of a sudden appears next to you. As he takes his full form and starts explaining all this information from his reconnaissance mission.
Very
slow.
It's very slow.
Does it sound like thieves can't or something I would understand? Like coded message. I don't know if it's hearing it secondhand might not work, but
what? Role play this out, Franklin. How would Franklin describe this to Dusk?
Okay.
You're muted, Jamie.
Yeah, you're muted, Jamie, if you're talking. There you go.
I'm just walking with Dusk now, so I'm there too.
Okay.
Okay, so I went and spied on the third wagon. What I heard is the two guys talking about some undead several days north of Waterdeep. And he was very appreciative of the free ride there.
Undead. Have ever heard of undead near Waterdeep?
It's a couple of days north of Waterdeep.
Because I'm assuming if there was like undead near Waterdeep, even a few days, it'd probably be big news.
Probably
Would I
huge
have-
news.
Yeah. Would I have heard of anything like that?
Yeah, that would come in. Extra, read all about it.
Yeah.
Waterdeep overrun by undead. Yeah, you would. But he said a couple hours north of, or a couple days
Yeah.
north of Waterdeep. You guys would know of a place. Actually, Dusk and Zin probably more. So, well, Shard might know of it too. There's this place called the Mere of Dead Men. That is between Neverwinter and Waterdeep. And you heard a lot of rumors about this place, spanning from sites of even the likes of green and black dragons to undead, just undead ghosts that haunt the land, skeletons, zombies, all that kind of sorts of things. So you have heard of that. Whether it's the same as what this person is talking about, from what Franklin heard, you're not really 100% sure.
Okay.
Am I close enough to be hearing this conversation?
You're on the wagon, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say so.
Do I know anything about? That seems like something that.
And Franklin doesn't care if the new guy is there, he'll still say it.
Okay, gotcha. Tonum, you would probably have heard several rumors around Waterdeep of people's children going missing, and the stories that are told about them getting lost in the Mere of Dead Men and turning into monsters.
I'm kind of curious if there's anything with my family's history.
Your family's history? Surprisingly enough, no. There's nothing about
Oh,
your family's
that's
history with the Mere.
Amazing.
You do know, actually, Tonum, you would know this because of from being from Waterdeep. About 100 years ago, this is history that you guys would know, a local volcano erupted called Mount Hotenow, and it almost decimated the city of Neverwinter. After that happened, they stopped really taking care of the road that went between Neverwinter and Waterdeep, and the Mere of Dead Men kind of overtook the road for a while. So it's basically like that road between the shipping and stuff from Waterdeep to Neverwinter just kind of stopped for several years. But more recently, since new leadership has taken foot in Neverwinter, they started reopening that road, and they're sending, Tonum, you would know they're doing a lot of construction work on that road.
Okay.
But that's probably the most that you would know about, like, detailed elements about that part.
Okay. Yeah, I just assume my family's part of it.
Yeah, Neverwinter's kind of it's on the up and up now. It's still got a lot of time to go before it's like back to where it was in its heyday. But it seems like they're making an honest effort to get it back on the map.
Okay.
Well, Franklin, that they might be talking about the Mere of Dead Men. That location sounds like that could be in the same area. What you're describing.
Question for the DM.
Yeah.
Does the Mirror of Dead Men show up in the notes that I have for the things that I'm looking for?
It does not. Not for those things.
Okay.
Mhm.
I've
Good question, though.
never heard of the Mirror of the Dead Men.
Yeah, not a lot of people know about it, but it's kind of like if you know, you know. It's like a niche.
And it's one of those things that it's been growing over time. Like the mirror keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and nobody can for some reason there's no like logical explanation for why.
Did you say there's like
Climate change.
legends of certain dragons being there too? Did you say that?
Yeah,
or-
if anybody wants to make like a history check, you guys could make history checks. If
Absolutely not.
History and dragons.
history and
13.
dragons, I
That's
think
my
that'd be a ton of
Nah,
stuff.
I'm a hermit.
I know nothing about dragons there.
Can I have
13.
advantage because it's about dragons?
Sure, I'll give you advantage.
Yeah.
I wish I had my Storm King's Thunder book next to me because it would help me with this.
23.
23, nice.
It would have been a 15, but advantage. Way better.
Okay, this is totally the Dungeon Master's fault. There is a name that I will give you, Tanum. The name is on my bookshelf over there. But there.
What bookshelf? I just see a green sheet behind you.
It's behind the curtain. No. So there is anybody who rolled pretty much over an 18 would know this. That there is an ancient black dragon that calls the Mirror of Dead Men its home. It gets its name from the strange ability that it has. It almost seems to be able to teleport. And almost seem like it's in two places at once. I don't have the name of them right off the top of my head, though.
The Displacer Dragon!
Yeah. Like, people literally like will be attacked from this dragon, and then people miles away will be attacked by the exact same dragon, like almost immediately afterwards.
You said it was from Storm King's Thunder?
It is in the Storm King's Thunder book, but only briefly. I might be able
Yeah,
to...
no, I was just gonna Google it and see if I can
No,
find the name.
Don't Google it too much.
I'm not, I'm just looking
It'll
for the name.
spoil it for you.
No, all I'm finding is an ancient blue dragon. Nothing black. Okay.
Oh, I think I got it. Oh my gosh. How I'm gonna pronounce this. Oh goodness.
Good luck.
Give it your best shot.
Put it in Discord and then we'll see if who
I'm
of us
gonna
can
try. Here we
pronounce it
go.
best.
Varagamanther is his name.
Pretty good.
Varagamanther.
That's-
It's spelled nothing like that. But I'll send it to you in Discord.
Yeah, how does it spell?
And because you rolled so high, you would also know that he goes by the nickname the Black Death.
That's not
Guys,
awful.
we're fighting the
That's
bubonic
not
plague.
foreshadowing.
Yep.
It's going to wipe out 2/3 of everybody.
Hold on, we need to stay monetized. It's the black demonetization.
There you go.
Or the black unalive.
For some reason, all I can think of is Frankenfurter saying, "I'll get you a draconic bubonic." So let your brains have fun with that. I'm gonna hang out in front of the caravan for like a while. Like I want to be there, not at the direct front. I'm gonna keep walking until I'm pacing like 50 feet.
Okay, sure.
And then after I've been there for like a little while, I'm gonna wait and try and keep an eye out for some kind of like small, harmless wildlife.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There are you see various birds.
Okay. Anything like ground dwelling?
You know, you see the occasional squirrel.
Okay.
Kind of scutter up a tree after it sees the caravan, like, you know, get close.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
So,
That's good.
basically, the rest of the day goes by with just rain, constant rain, and it doesn't stop at night either, as you guys get to a place to make camp for the night. I'm not sure what kind of camping situation you guys would do in the middle of a downpour. But maybe...
I'd like to take a short rest at some point.
Yeah, sure.
Tiny spider and go back to the third wagon at night to eavesdrop.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can do that by taking a short rest on the wagon.
At some point, I will meet back up with people. I'm just gonna ask them if they saw anything suspicious during the day.
Okay.
So I wasn't around during the whole what you saw as a spider. So I'm giving the option of whether or not to tell me. If you guys read information.
That's up to Dusk. Because Franklin said his piece. He's back to mending stuff.
I think secretly Franklin doesn't want to have to say all that again. It's
No, it's totally the player that doesn't want to talk that slow.
I will ask Shard if he knows any other information about the Mirror of Dead Men. If he knows anything about that area.
Would Shard have a reason to know anything else about the Mirror of Dead Men, Chris?
If I was not specifically for some reason asked to go to that area, I would probably have heard of it, but not felt like wandering through it.
You guys, you would probably hear what the rest of them did, all the rumors and stuff there is about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, you guys all Dragon Lair, haunted. You get that vibe from it.
Nothing really out of the ordinary. We do have apparently a new person that is joined the caravan that is kind of
tiny
shady.
purple girl.
So she at first glance I thought maybe she might be casing the caravan, but I'm not so sure. Seems strange.
She doesn't seem to be with anyone.
The first 5, it seems. But she can't get close enough to do anything.
That's what I was thinking. If she was trying to maybe scope it out, she probably would have attempted at least to go talk to the guards. But I haven't seen her do that, so. That's the only thing that really stood out for me today. And where is she sleeping at this point? I'm paying
attention
we're
to
camped,
that,
where is she at?
She's built a small fire by herself off to the side. Seems to have a bowl.
In downpouring rain?
Yeah, she's got her cloak.
She's
kinda
cheating.
pulled over.
She's got them hacks.
Now, you think about it, it is wet, but she is able to get a fire. Actually, a couple of the caravan groups are able to get small fires going. You don't see a massive bonfire or anything going on tonight, but she got herself a little fire enough to cook a quick meal, and it seems like she's just sitting there eating kind of by herself. Seems like after she got a lot of this during the day, a lot of the small talk out of the way, she kind of got reserved and quiet, and then kind of is just making her own camp right now.
Want to go talk to her, but before I do that, I would like to sort of be watching her, and then I'm going to cast message and say in her mind,
okay,
mind if I come join you? And I want to see her reaction to having someone speak into her mind.
So you're watching her body language?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to flinch. Doesn't seem to do anything. Just keeps eating.
Okay.
And then you hear in your mind, I think I can spare enough food.
Tonim is going to actually bring his own food, but head over there.
Okay.
And when he sits down, he's going to hold out the flask again, offering that to her.
You're that one friend that I have that I invite over for dinner and ends up bringing their own meal.
I like to cook, you know?
So Tonim, you make your way over and you can see she doesn't even really look up at you when you approach. She kind of just gestures to a small log next to her.
You'd sit and offer the alcohol.
Oh, some more alcohol? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
She takes it. This is good. Takes another swig. And she kind of looks at you and she's kind of a little reserved at first, but then's like, so listen, I know we don't quite work for the same people.
From
But-
what I can tell you, we don't work for anybody.
Well, I can tell you that I think we're on the same side here. I think you know, she gestures over to those first 5 wagons. I think you know that's part of the cult of the dragon. They're up to no good. But I need to know what's on those wagons. Would you be interested in helping me find out?
Who do you work for?
You're not there. Go away. Get out of my head. You speak very freely of something that, for most, seems to go unspoken.
Well, let's just say I have some keen eyes. I know who I'm talking to. I know who to approach in this caravan, and who not.
It seemed as if, from the beginning, you, had an air of information regarding us. I'm curious where that came from.
I wouldn't call it information. I'd call it, just good insight. You see,
Can I insight that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can insight her insight. Insight her insight.
That is a natural 20. Natural 20 plus 5. 25.
You think she's very insightful.
Okay.
She thinks she can pinpoint an adventurer or somebody like that a mile away. Oh, we lost Dalton. Sorry about the cameras, guys. Dalton's gonna jump back in here in a moment.
The Harpers don't believe her.
Yeah, you just think she's pretty insightful.
Okay.
And she looks to you and is like, hey, look, I got a few days. I'm gonna find out regardless. It would be nice to have some help.
I'm not sure what way I can assist you, and I can't speak for the rest of my companions. But as you have correctly assumed, part of our intentions, it doesn't seem as if it would be advantageous for either of us to continue alone.
It's very wise. Would you talk to your companions about it and see what they have in mind? I mean, I was thinking about snooping around tonight, but I think I might give it another day. This ground the way it is, I don't want to leave too many tracks around.
Wise. I ask only one thing in return at the moment.
Okay.
Who are you? And I will tell you who I am. And that exchange will preserve trust.
That's fair. She gestures to like the rest of the caravan. To them, I'm Trish, but you can call me Jamna.
Do I know that name?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Yep, doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
How do you spell that?
Jamna, Jamna. Jamna.
That's like my first name and my last name mashed together.
Is there a little apostrophe?
That's what it is. No, it's Jamna, just smashed together, just like Jamie described it. And yours?
Tonim. Conan Castellantar.
Let me make a roll real fast. My third natural one of this game tonight, guys. This is usually a die that rolls well for me.
Get rid of that dice.
She hasn't heard of your family before.
Darn, I was kind of hoping to get some backstory on them because I don't even know what all they're into.
What's your last name?
You should have been paying attention, Jamie.
Did you say Castle Lantern?
Castle Lantern. Mm-hmm.
Castellantar, yeah.
Okay.
Franklin totally knows everything there is about them. It's their inception.
Franklin somehow has a book that has like your family tree in it. I don't know how he got it.
Absolutely.
He signed into Ancestry.com with your DNA, and
The thing is, that won't do any good. They are a human house. I am not.
So, basically, after this conversation kind of dies out, you guys, Franklin does go to snoop. Franklin, I'm going to say, honestly, you don't really get any other information. It seems like most things are quiet with this camp right now. A lot of complaining about the weather, a lot about complaining about their feet hurting and being miserable, being wet. Just your 2 hours of wild shape seems to be doing nothing as far as getting any additional information on this evening. But then you've been more than willing to try another night if you'd like to.
I'll keep trying each night.
Yeah, perfect.
I got 4 hours I can snoop. That's like a shift.
Yeah. But you got to make sure that you get some rest too, or else you'll have exhaustion for the next day. So you'll still need to make sure.
I can sleep an extra hour compared to everybody else. I'm a turtle. I'm old.
An old turtle. When you guys wake up, the first of the next morning, you guys wake up and there's people like freaking out a little bit. And as you're looking all around you, there are mushrooms growing all over the ground.
What kind of mushrooms?
Make a nature check.
Or are they the magic mushrooms?
Can I also make a check to see if I can identify
if anybody would like to try to identify the mushrooms, you can make a nature check.
I'm not going to be able to, but I'm going to roll anyway. That's 3.
21.
Also 21.
21.
3 plus 0.
16 for me.
16 for you? Okay.
Also 21.
21.
Jesus.
21's all around.
Dusk.
No.
Dusk, you are under the belief that these are extremely poisonous mushrooms. And that if you even bump one, its spores will leave off this little purple cloud. And if you breathe this purple cloud in, it could basically swell up your esophagus and you won't be able to breathe and you'll just suffocate and die. The rest of you, you believe these mushrooms are what's considered shrieker mushrooms. That they don't really hurt you. They're not really poisonous or anything. But if they're pulled or cut in any way, they leave out this terrible shriek of pain and death when they're removed from the roots. And the spores that release from this scream can have a depressing effect on people. Like, it makes you feel sorry for them and sad. And as you guys make that determination, we're going to end tonight's episode right there. As you guys are seeing a field of these mushrooms just growing out on the soggy ground all around you.
I pluck everyone I walk by. No, I'm just kidding.
And I'm just like, ooh, mushrooms.
Good question. Were these, we just noticed them as we woke up, or they were clearly not there the night before?
They were clearly not there the night before. And they're already probably about 3 or 4 inches tall off the ground.
Okay.
Growing.
Mushrooms are freaky. They can go fast.
So that's where we're going to end tonight. Thank you guys so much, those of you that hung out and watched this episode. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We will see you in 2 weeks. Until next time, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you soon. Night, everybody.
Bye-bye.